Hi, everyone. Welcome to the British Football Guy. I'm your host, Ritz, and this is my husband.
Ollie Wood.
Woo!
Yeah, all right. This is the wife episode, and today we're going to talk about fantasy football and all things good from my wife's perspective. So starting off, what is your relationship like with fantasy football?
I've played a few years, so, I think I know a thing or two.
So here's my perspective of it. I think you've been unlucky. I think you've drafted very well. And just in context, in our family and friends league, you've had the highest points in 2 years running. Excuse me. First year, you didn't make the playoffs. Second year, I'll take some of the heat on that. I probably shouldn't have extended it to the 16th or 17th week or whatever it did.
Yep.
So is this your year?
Could be, should be, will be.
Nice. Okay. All right. So, Ritz, this is your year. So we've got a few things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to do a hot or not on terms of how people are lining up in the draft. We're going to talk a little bit about our team, the Arizona Cardinals, and how they're going to be lined up. Do a little bit of a digging into the QB strategy. And also, I'm going to ask you, who would you like to beat the most in fantasy in regards to friends and family? So,
Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that part of the show's done then. So let's talk about hot or not players and who's coming in first. So number one on the Fantasy Pros roster is Christian McCaffrey, hot or not?
100% hot.
Oh, 100%.
I've had him for the last 2 years. Solid player. He got hurt last year, which was unfortunate, which I think Ollie Wood can say something about because he optimistically drafted him after he got hurt. Is that correct?
Well, you can't draft after you got hurt. I traded
After
him.
you picked him up.
I traded him, yeah. Carolina's
Okay,
season's
he was
really
on
good.
your team after you got hurt.
Dalvin Cook, hot or not?
I mean, I think he's hot. Yeah.
His name's got Cook in it, so he's in the kitchen. He surely must be very hot.
Okay, dad joke. I don't know.
They thought it was funny. They thought it was really funny.
I feel like we're on an episode of Friends.
It's not that funny, but yeah, that was a good joke.
Well, Dalvin Cook, number 3 is Derrick Henry. So I'm going to pass it back to you, Cook or Henry.
Cook,
Why?
because I think with the Titans this year, they have Julio, they have AJ Brown. There's a lot more options to be looking at.
Yeah,
Dalvin
but
Cook, there's Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. I think Dalvin Cook is
but
just...
do you think like Julio Jones and AJ Brown are at the same level as Thielen?
Yeah, 100%. I think Thielen is regressing because he's getting older, and I think they're just going to be more reliant on Dalvin
But
Cook.
Julio Jones has been on like a lot of teams now. I don't know. I feel like
What,
Julio,
fantasy teams?
like football teams.
No, he's been with the Falcons like the whole time.
Who was he with? Then he was with the Jets.
No, wait, who are you thinking of?
Julio Jones.
Bell?
Oh, I'm thinking of Bell.
Yeah, no, different player. That's okay. So no, Julio's been with Falcons like forever.
Yeah, I had him when he was like number 1 pick.
Hey, can you just do the blinds for me? It's just shining in my ears.
Okay, princess.
Thank you. We'll be back in a second. That's better, thank you. So yeah, so Derek. That's why I think Derrick Henry's. I think Dalvin's hotter than Derrick Henry. What do you think about Alvin Kamara?
Oh, he's good. I've had him on my team. So I had him last year, and then I had the year before. The year before he got hurt. So I think I expected a lot more out of him that year. And he didn't reach my expectations. But last year he did awesome.
Did you contact him about that? Did you let
Yeah,
him know?
I wrote him a letter.
Okay, any response yet?
Unfortunately not, but he could still respond.
He could.
Kamara, come on, respond to me.
Mr. Kamara. Okay, this is okay. I want to know what you think on this. Number 6 in the draft order, Ezekiel Elliott, hot or not?
I mean, personality-wise, I think, he has some skeletons in the closet.
Oh, does he?
I mean, definitely.
Do you know something we don't?
I don't know.
You just think he's got some skeletons in the closet.
I mean, I definitely think, he's an interesting man. He's a good football player.
Is he?
I think so. Personality, I mean, if I was like picking him up based on his personality, I wouldn't.
Is that something that you do? Do you pick based on personality?
I mean, I don't know any of these guys personally, but
would you?
But I mean, some of them, you know what I mean? Like, so Kyler Murray, he seems like a really nice guy. He's also a very good football player. I'd probably pick him up, over like maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Because he's a little bit prickly.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, he's prickly. That's what they say. They say he's a prickly character.
Yeah, I mean, he could be.
But also, you don't like Olivia Munn, who he used to date.
But, I mean, they're over and done with now.
So maybe...
He's, like, engaged to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. That's actually a tattoo on her back for Olivia Munn.
Yes. Back to my point. I don't know. Like, yeah, Zeke, I mean...
So, serious question. Do you consider past regression? I don't know what's the term I want to use. Past events of these players. Do you bring that into your fantasy choices? I know I certainly do.
Like of their personal life?
Yeah. Do you think about it when you're drafting them?
Well, I don't know most of their personal life.
Well,
it's probably not.
Okay.
Other than like the really big ones, right?
Yeah. That's what.
Because they don't really talk about, I mean,
right,
and many of them probably are pretty private. I don't know anything about Christian McCaffrey privately. Do you?
There's been a few commercials. His dad was a football player for the Broncos.
I mean, I know he's in that one commercial with the fan. Doesn't he help with like putting up a ceiling fan?
Yeah. So he's handy.
Yeah.
So that comes into your considerations.
I mean, I wouldn't put it against him.
Dak Prescott likes a good night of sleep.
Yeah.
He likes mattresses. I like sleep. You love sleep.
Yep.
So maybe Dak's high on your QB list?
Probably not. But maybe one day.
Okay. Well.
So I probably wouldn't put it up as much as you think I do.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay. So what did you settle on, Zeke? Hot or not?
I think he's like neutral. Is there something in the middle?
So, but at number 6, do you think he's deserved of number 6?
Probably. Unfortunately, yes.
Would you? Okay. So if you
if I had the number 5 pick, well, I mean, Elliott or Chubb. No, yeah, I'd probably pick him.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I'll make a note of that. Nick Chubb, hot or not?
Huh, I think.
Yeah.
On Cleveland Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's pretty, yeah. I think it's fair.
Any commercials you've seen him in?
No, I don't even know what Chubb looks like, to be honest.
Oh, well.
I mean, I know what Zeke looked like.
Okay, what does he look like?
He has some, cool-looking hair. And he always wears his shirts up above his, he wears, crop tops.
Okay, he wears a crop top.
Yeah.
He loves the 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Zeke. Can't get
But I don't know about
the
Chubb.
90s.
What does Chubb look like? What's he like?
Good-looking guy. Yeah. He's more kind of low-key. Doesn't get into as much...
Mischief?
Mischief is another word. All right, okay. So, Jonathan Taylor. Not Jonathan Taylor Harris from Home Improvement. Jonathan Taylor from Indianapolis Colts. Hot or not?
So this might be... I don't really know much about Jonathan Taylor, which...
Me either. Oh, my God. Me
I didn't know if I was going to get, shunned from the draft community.
Well, that still might happen.
I mean, still could, but...
You've still got half...
So, I mean, honestly, Jonathan Taylor's... Barkley I wouldn't draft either because he gets hurt a lot.
Do you remember Jonathan Taylor Harris from Home Improvement? Do you know who he was?
No.
Oh.
But I know Home Improvement.
Okay. Well,
but I'm not as old as you, so that might be
enough.
why. No, I mean, out of Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, and Aaron Jones.
Whoa. We're doing hot or not for each position. Jonathan Taylor, hot or not? Are you lukewarm because you don't know?
I'd say not.
Okay, not because you don't know enough.
I don't know enough about him, but I think there's other players that are better than him.
So, do you know what that is?
What?
That is because you're going on last year. You're going on what you know. Jonathan Taylor was a rookie last year. He's got a big year in him this year.
Does he have a big year in him? Drake was a rookie, right? And then you drafted him.
He wasn't a rookie.
No.
No.
Well, we'll see.
Saquon Barkley then, hot or not?
Not.
Because?
He gets hurt too much.
Yeah. But
gets hurt every year.
What's his commercials?
State Farm or something, probably.
No, he does.
All State.
No, it's like beans.
Beans, like baked beans?
Like baked beans. No shit. It's baked beans.
Okay, well.
It's like I'm sure his real mum comes onto the pitch and says, "Hey, Saquon, you need some beans."
And I'm sure all of his
New York Giants
loves that.
Yeah, I think they're actually.
They're like, yeah, please give him more beans.
It's something beans. It's something. It's like a snack.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, Saquon. We like Saquon. Yeah, I like Saquon showing about his injuries. Okay, number 9, Aaron Jones. Hot or not?
So hot.
Why?
Off
so
the
hot?
charts hot. Now, which I will say I haven't done much research this season yet. I don't like to do a lot of research until like a little bit before the season just because.
You're lazy.
Yeah, and things change. That's how I beat you.
You haven't won a championship since we've been together.
But I've beat you in many leagues.
No.
Yes.
Once last year for the first time.
No, I've beat you in multiple leagues.
Last year for the first time.
I beat you in multiple leagues. Anyways, besides the fact, I draft better than you. Yes.
Who bought our Peloton from my winnings?
Well, that's because we were in a very expensive league.
Okay.
Anyways, back to Aaron Jones. No, so I had him the last 2 years. The year before last, he did really well. But last year, I think he just exploded. But I think it does, I will add, because I haven't done this research, it does add, I think you have to factor in Green Bay, right? So you have Devontae Adams. So obviously he's always, he's been on the team with Aaron Jones. He takes some of those points away. But you have to think about if any other players or anything can take that away.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Aaron Rodgers, a great pick at number 9, like supreme value. Okay, we're getting into the first wide receiver. Tyreek Hill, hot or not?
I think he's solid.
Okay.
Solid hot.
Solid hot.
Yeah.
Damn, solid hot. Okay, Devontae Adams. We were talking about him a second ago.
Yeah, I think he's a decent player. I don't think you can go wrong with him. I would think he's hot. I'd actually probably get him above Tyreek Hill, to be honest. I think he's pretty good.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I don't know, but who's Green Bay? Did Green Bay draft any wide receivers? I'm sure they did.
No, Rodgers got pissed.
Well, I know that. I know that whole story, but he's coming back.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back.
So good news for Devontae and anybody that picks him. All right, let's do the last few. Stefan Diggs, hot or not?
I think Stefan Diggs getting a bit older, a little seasoned.
How old do you think Stefan Diggs is?
I mean, I'm saying seasoned in terms of NFL seasoned, not like, not an age season. I think he's still a good player, but I do think he is getting a little seasoned.
Isn't that a good thing?
Like, seasoned.
He's a vet. I mean, how old are you? 28?
Younger than you.
Younger than me, but you're 28.
Yes.
Would you say you're seasoned?
In football?
Just general.
I mean, in football, probably like mid-seasoned. Yeah. I want to be young.
So do you think mid-seasoned is a good place to be?
In football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a bad place.
Okay.
But you're also almost a season. I think season.
So you think Stefan Diggs is seasoned?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He's younger than you.
Well, maybe I'm seasoned. Maybe I'm seasoned.
So he did really well at the Bills.
Yeah.
Right, and he was at the Vikings.
I think he's a good player. I'm not discounting he's not a good player.
Would you pick him at 12? So he's number 12. Would you pick other wide receivers after him? So Calvin Ridley, D-Hop.
I mean, there's Travis Kelce.
Well, yeah. So would you pick Kelsey before Stefan Diggs?
I mean, this probably is not a popular opinion, but probably yes.
No, I agree with you. 100% I agree with you. I'd do the same. All right, so Calvin Ridley, hot or not?
I think he's hot. I've had Calvin Ridley. I don't when I first started fantasy, and I feel like that year, which probably was like 3 years ago, which isn't that long ago, but I feel like that year, I feel like he was I don't know, coming into his own, which I don't know how many years he had been in the NFL, but since when I first had him, I feel like I wasn't 100% happy happy with it. I mean, he was like my flex or something or backup. But I feel like he's really come about since I first drafted him. And I draft him now, yeah. I think he's become a lot better. I think after Julio. But I think he's really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, Julio's gone, so surely...
He's going to get more.
Yeah, he's habanero hot, right?
C.
Okay. Travis Kelce, hot or not?
Hot. I mean, he's first tight end.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I can steal him from my husband is a good day.
Sounds like a weird kind of relationship, but yeah. Cool. And all right, the last one, number 15, Antonio Gibson, hot or not? And I know you don't know who this is.
I mean, I've heard of him. He's, I don't know. I'd pick up D-Hop before him probably. So.
Okay, good.
Because I'm a Cardinals fan.
Good. All right, well, let's segue into that. So Cardinals, we're both Cardinals fans. You're from Arizona. What do you think to the Cardinals' chances this year?
So I think they put a lot behind it. Being a Cardinals fan, it hasn't always been like the most exciting. Been let down a lot. But this year...
Sounds like a Alanis Morissette song.
Probably is. You could they would probably agree. But, no, they've...
Thanks for pushing that one.
Sorry. I was laughing so hard. I forgot to push it. No, they've added a lot to their roster. What do you think of it? Who have they added? What do you think?
I think it is a roll of the dice. And I think you've got, unfortunately, if you look at some teams, I think they build, like the Chiefs, and even maybe the Rams. If some teams do it right, I'd take the Phoenix Suns, I know it's a different sport, but they're building for the future where their players can get better and grow together. With the Suns...
The Cardinals, you mean?
Oh, so with the Cardinals, exactly, thank you. With the Cardinals, I don't think they've done that. I think they're rolling the dice like the Bucks did, where they brought in a lot of good pieces and hoping they mesh. So JJ, we're hoping he's a great person to have in the city.
He gets sick, or not sick, he gets hurt a lot, though.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing with him. I think Watt's a great player, but, he does get hurt a lot, and then if you're hurt you can't play, so how much does that add to the team?
Well, if you can't play, it doesn't add fuck all, does it really?
No, I was trying to be nice about it.
Oh, well, it was nice, but no, you're right, absolutely. So if we can get a good season out of him, I think it's a 3-year contract, which is a lot.
Why what are your reservations? Is it him getting hurt? Do you think he's seasoned?
He definitely is seasoned. He is salt and pepper seasoned. No, I agree. I think I've always liked JJ Watt, but I liked him 6 years ago when I was in Houston, and it's like that would have been a great time to get him.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying about the Cardinals. So Murray, definitely up and coming. He's a young guy. He's a little cutie teddy bear. Oh, I love Murray. And I think Hopkins, he's really good, right?
D-Hop's incredible.
Yep. Do you
think Kyler used D-Hop enough last year?
No, I think he could have used it, but I think Murray's also still learning. Last year, what was his second year in the NFL?
Yep.
So no, the year before, obviously, they call him a rookie, but I think he's still learning. I think, and last year was the first year that D-Hop was on the team. Who did he have before that as a wide receiver? He's always had Fitz, which I think Fitz is a good coach. From what I hear, what I see.
Is a good coach?
Yeah, I think he's a good mentor.
Yeah,
I guess I would say
he's
more.
a good
mentor.
presence out in the field and the locker room. Do you think he should be the mayor of Arizona at some point, or the senator of Arizona at some point?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
he's a good guy,
yeah,
and I think he cares about Arizona. So.
Yeah, 100%.
And he supports our sons. He was on the sidelines as well as Kyler Murray. Both of them were there. So love that. But yeah, I think the Cardinals. So they have Murray, they have Hopkins, but I think they have a lot of, as we say, seasoned players.
So who else did we add? in the off season? Because
So we have AJ Green.
Yeah.
Which I mean, last season I remember I picked up AJ Green like later in the, in the season, like someone dropped him, right? And I was like, okay, yeah, I had AJ Green a few years ago. He was decent. Let me get him now and see what he does. So, I mean, yeah, so we got him, and then we got James Conner. And James Conner I did have last year as well, even though you told me, you're like, he gets hurt a lot. I don't know about that, because I think I was like, what pick?
Third.
Yeah, I think I was number 3 or something, number 3 pick. And last year he did get hurt at the very beginning. At least it was the very beginning, because he did pretty decent after that. So I think James Conner I think he still has some fight in him. Yeah. I think he's still good. AJ Green, I'm not so sure about. I think he was a good player, but I think he's getting to.
Well, that kind of adds another option with Christian Kirk and D-Hop.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to. I'm just surprised that they didn't get maybe. Because I think even last year you saw them as like an up-and-coming growing team, kind of as like the Suns, as you said earlier. So I'm just surprised that they put some more seasoned, which maybe they're trying to mix it up.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they didn't, bring in some more young talent.
So we've got D-Hop for a while, and we do have JJ for a while, 3 years. AJ is just on a year contract.
What do you think about the coach, though? Do you think, like...
Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah, I mean, you're his lookalike. How much longer do you have on the team, do you think?
He's got a year.
Okay.
Yes, if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's gone. What I do like about Cliff is that he will make very ballsy decisions. I'd rather go for it than just try and get a tie or just take it. I'd rather take that last kick just to win it.
Yeah.
And I think he does. I think he makes bold decisions. So, whether that's his downfall. But it does make it more interesting. So we finished 8-8 last year?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the one thing I will say about the Cardinals, it is interesting to watch, right? Which as a fan, as much as you want to win, I mean, it would be better to see your team win. But to have an exciting game, I think is the next best thing. Who is there? Do they still have the same kicker now? I know he went to ASU.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, he went to ASU when I went to ASU. So I will always root for him.
I don't think he did too well last year.
Nah, he didn't. I don't think he did very well at ASU either, but he's a Sun Devil, so.
Okay, so I guess I should kick as well then. All right, and so we'll take a little pause there, and Ritz, tell us who we're sponsored by today.
Yeah, so today the British Football Guy is sponsored by XOXO Gossip Girl.
And it's exclusive on what?
Oh, and it's exclusively on HBO Max.
There it is, Gossip Girl. Watch it, and then your eyes will bleed. So to kind of close off on this, I have a few more things for you. One, when it comes to fantasy football, who do you prefer to be in a match? Would it be me, your husband, B, your dad, C, your mom, or D, many cousins?
My husband.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Because you put the most effort into it. So if I beat you, I'll be like, yes, I beat probably tens of hours that you have put into this. You put in a lot of hours into like the mock drafts and the drafts. I mean, how many drafts are you in this year?
Oh, I'm 4 leagues this year.
Yeah, 4 leagues. Yeah. So I think just because I know how much effort you put into it. So when I beat you, it's that much more thrilling.
Do you know why I like fantasy?
Why?
Because none of your family lets me play Risk with them anymore. So I lose that strategic gameplay. Like, it's a strategy. I like to outthink. It's like beating the banker.
Yeah, but come on, Risk. No one wants to play Risk.
Well,
it just takes forever.
Fantasy takes a while.
Next time your mom comes into town, we'll all play together again.
Okay, fair enough. I honestly thought you were going to say your dad.
No, he doesn't put as much time as you do into it.
He's on the waiver wire a lot.
Yeah, but he's not putting, so my husband has already done probably solid 5 hours into these mock drafts.
It's early overdraft tonight, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, my dad doesn't do that. He'll do it closer. He's probably like me. He'll do it closer. I don't even know if he does mock drafts, though.
Wait, do you do mock drafts?
I do mock drafts.
I didn't know that.
We've done mock drafts together.
Oh.
You've shown me how to do a mock draft.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so, okay, I guess it's me. I thought
so yes, Oliver 100%.
All right, and finally, do you have any strategy for this year going into it? Do you have a QB strategy, or what's kind of your top tips for this year for our fantasy fans?
Yeah, so I always follow one strategy, regardless of the year.
Okay.
But usually draft wide receivers or running backs first, because they're the ones that are going to get you the most points. Like McCaffrey, for example, will get you 40 points. I know Kamara last year got me, I think, 50 points in a game.
Yeah, broke a record.
Yeah. So wide receivers and running backs are going to get you the most points. I would say probably about 6th or 7th round, go for QBs. It is tricky, though, because you have to have different strategies. For some of our leagues, we have some leagues where everyone's a football fan, everyone's a draft fan. So this strategy works, but we also have some leagues where they'll pick all their QBs the first round.
Or defenses.
Or kickers. I mean, we've had leagues where they have 3 kickers, 3 defenses on one team. So yeah, but I mean, I think still solidly, you can get a solid QB. I mean, I had Tannehill last year, and I got 2nd in the league, and he's not a top. I mean, he's a solid QB, but he's not a top one. And then, last, get your defense and kickers. I mean, I feel like everyone knows that, but again, we've been in drafts where they get their defense and kicker, in one of the first rounds, which, you know what, each their own. If that works for you, you do that, but I wouldn't suggest it.
It doesn't work. You're right. It does not work.
Hey, but no, the person that we had in our fantasy who had 3 kickers and 3 defense, they got pretty far in the draft. They got 3rd or 4th.
No,
so
they had 3 QBs and 3 defenses.
No, but they also someone had 3 kickers and 2 defense, 2 or 3 defense. So.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing, your quarterback. If you could pick any quarterback outside of Pat Mahomes this year, who are you going to pick?
Kyler Murray.
Okay, because you're an emotional fan.
No, I think he's a good quarterback. Last year I picked Lamar Jackson. He is a solid quarterback. Did not do well as the season before, and I was disappointed. That might be emotional why I'm not picking him this year, but he didn't meet my expectations. And I think Murray could do well.
What round are you going to pick Murray in?
I mean, Murray's going to go quick.
So what round would you take Murray?
He's probably going to go, I mean, he wouldn't last till round 6 or 7 because I think he's going to go before then. If I won Murray, maybe I can get him in round 3, but I don't think he'll be available in round 3. So
yeah, don't go round 3. So he's going in 5. 5 is 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I go with my strategy.
Yeah, no, I mean, go with your strategy. Just don't get him in round 3.
In our leagues that we're in, though, you could definitely go in round 3.
He's probably going to go in round 1. He's most likely going to go in round 1.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know at least one person that might draft him in round 1.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll have to see.
All right. Well, that has been the Ritz episode, bringing your wife to work, and I hope you enjoyed it. She had some top tips, and we'll be back, and you can listen to our previews for all of those positions.
Thank you.
Thank you.